We just got done with a generational spring season in anime featuring some incredible shows such as Demons of the Shadow Realm, bringing back that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood vibe with Hiromu Arakawa teaming back up with Bones. On the non-battle battle anime front, we have Akane Banashi hopefully making Rakugo more popular. And then we have the beautiful Agents of the Four Seasons, and something I expected might be a complete disaster because it's trying to blend 2D and 3D CG similar to something like X-Arm, but it turned out much better than expected in Snowball Earth. Then on the isekai front, we have ReZero leading the way, proving why it is probably the best isekai made, and backing it up is Tensura's 4th season. Add to that, Rudy is coming back in the summer season and isekai fans are eating good. And then there's my personal favorite, Nippon Sangoku, which is a somewhat historical epic but set in a dystopian future of Japan, and it is incredibly beautiful, and not to mention the probably standout anime of the season that I would say the greater anime community loves, Witch Hat Atelier. Oh, and before the spring season even started, we had the batch drop of Beastars, and then later Dorohedoro, which continued airing throughout the spring season, showing us the levels that 3D CG anime can be at. And if you think the anime industry has blown its load on spring, get ready for round 2 in summer, because we have some incredible sequels coming up actually. As mentioned earlier, Mushoku Tensei is coming back, along with the final part of Bleach's 1000-year Blood War arc, and you add to that other sequels such as the Saga of Tanya the Evil returning, Clevates back with a season 2, Grand Blue Dreaming with its 3rd season, and it is shaping up to be an incredible summer season, and that's just on the sequel front. Because on the new anime front, we have the highly anticipated Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, and then we also have a new Ghost in the Shell anime coming out, plus Netflix has been promoting Sparks of Tomorrow to me, and also the one about cat girls smoking. So with all this considered and looking at the modern landscape of anime, I truly believe that we are in the golden age of anime. Now before I continue with this video, if you're into anime and media content, please consider liking the video and subscribing. So for most OG anime fans, what was considered the golden age of anime was in the 90s and 2000s, because that's when we got things like Cowboy Bebop, Evangelion, Pokemon, and then we also had the advent of the big three of Shonen Jump in One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. We also had the original Full Metal Alchemist and Hunter x Hunter airing at the time, and when you consider other classics like Digimon and Cardcaptor Sakura and Ouran High School Host Club, most OG anime fans will point to the 90s and the 2000s as being the golden age of anime. But I disagree, because I think we're kind of blinded by nostalgia, and I may be speaking out of my ass here, but I'm going to give you a few reasons why I believe that this current time in anime is the golden age. Availability. Hands up if you remember watching anime in 3 parts on YouTube. Hands up if you remember sailing the high seas and risked infecting your computer with a virus just to watch anime. Hands up if you tried to buy an anime CD and you had to gamble on which anime CD to buy because you do not know if the anime was good, if the subbing was good, if the dubbing was good. You had to gamble each time you were buying a physical disc of an anime. Well, no for me on the last one, because I mostly just stole my friend's CDs. I still have them if you want it. Some of us also tried to watch anime on Animax. It's still alive, it's still around, and I remember trying to watch the simulcast of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and it would air on midnight, and midnight way past my bedtime. So yeah, watching anime back then was a struggle. That's why we'd go to our friends or groups of other anime fans and get recommendations on what to watch, and if the same things keep getting recommended, it starts to cement its place as a classic. But right now, with streaming, you could watch anime anywhere at any time. Services like Crunchyroll and most recently Netflix are constantly looking to increase and grow their anime library, their anime catalog. And heck, Some of these studios are even investing in anime. You could pick any major streaming platform right now and they would have some form of anime on it. Crunchyroll leads the way, but Netflix has steadily been growing its library and catalog and slowly becoming one of the best places to watch anime, especially here in Southeast Asia. And that is before you consider that Amazon and Disney are investing in anime, so there is anime on their platforms as well. Well, for Disney, they invest in anime and then they bury it in Disney jail. But yeah, all these corporations are investing in bringing anime onto their platforms, as well as investing in original anime on their platforms, building up their libraries, building up their catalog. And that makes anime more available, more easily available than ever, and the bar to entry to watching anime has been significantly lowered. Quality. Another reason why I think this is the golden age of anime is the sheer quality of anime released, and I know this will become a big point of debate, but hear me out. So a few years ago, I watched this video on YouTube on how there were no more classic anime being released, like no more instant classic anime being released, and at that time I kind of agreed with the person, but over time, especially over these last 5 years, the sheer quality of anime being released has increased exponentially, and in the past few years we have been getting instant classics almost every season. Like, I believe the quality of anime released in the past 5 years can sit right up there with those anime that are considered classics from the 90s and 2000s. For example, when you consider shonen anime, Demon Slayer and JJK have exploded in popularity, but they still maintain a high level, a high quality of production. And then you have something like Chainsaw Man with its Reze arc movie last year, and that is now also incredibly popular. And the recent Wuthering Waves collab and the upcoming second season reminds me of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which many anime fans consider a classic. Not to mention that fantasy anime is having a moment right now. Like, Frieren is at the top of my anime list top 10. And you add to that Witch Hat Atelier being released this season, which has been incredibly popular. In fact, there are so many high quality shows being released every season in the past 5 years that many that would have been considered instant classics 10-20 years ago are actually slipping through the cracks. So something like Dungeon Meshi, I don't see many people talking about that anymore. Or Ranking of Kings, or Beastars. Beastars is incredible, but you don't see so much conversation around it. And then Vivi Fluorite Eyes, anybody remember that? That is a goddamn classic. And also Orb. Orb on the Movements of the Earth is an incredible story, an incredible anime. And yeah, it was popular when it was airing, but now it's kind of slipped through the cracks. And this is because of the sheer number of anime being released, and there is something to cater for everyone, for every genre, for every niche. You want mecha, you got it. You want sci-fi, you got it. You want fantasy, isekai, you want romance, you want historical epics, you want shonen anime. There is something for everyone, and there is incredible shows. There are incredible shows in each of these niches, in each of these genres. So for a show to rise up above the others, to rise up above its genre, and to be an instant classic, it is actually much harder, and that show needs to be truly special. Popularity. And the final and probably most prevalent point as to why we are in the golden age of anime is that anime is popular now. Love it or hate it, anime is popular. Academy Award winner Michael B. Jordan is kind of a weeb. Global music superstar The Weeknd is a fan of anime, and that's why he's bringing Creepy Nuts along to open for the Asia leg of his final tour, which I will be attending. Flex. Countless celebrities, actors, musicians, and sports superstars, whether they be in football, basketball, etc., have been openly showing their love for anime, and that's what has made it just kind of explode in popularity. And I know this kind of hurts some of us OGs who were fans of the medium way back in the day, 10-20 years ago, because we had to put up with weird looks and people considering us nerds or losers because we were into this medium. But right now, being into anime is a cool thing. Like, I remember back in university, there was this person that looked at me kind of like an immature weirdo because I was openly loving anime. I was openly a fan of the medium. And this person looked at me weird, probably considered me immature or whatever. And nowadays, on their story, what am I seeing on their Instagram story? Them posting the anime they're watching, gushing about their waifu, gushing about their husbando or whatever. And I feel like a lot of us have that similar experience. Like, I believe even my parents back in the day, like especially when I was in my 20s, would be like, why doesn't he just grow up? Why is he still watching these Japanese cartoons? And right now, I could bet even your great grandmother probably knows who Luffy is. So yeah, while this might hurt some of us OGs who had to put up with a ton of shit loving anime growing up, right now this popularity is actually good for us because this popularity is driving the growth of the anime industry. Because when anime is more popular, it affects the other 2 points that I talked about earlier. More popularity means more platforms will compete to try and make anime more available to people. And when you're competing, when these platforms are competing, they're going to invest time and money to bring higher quality shows so that they can win your attention. So yeah, because of the increased popularity of anime, we are now getting more shows more readily available with a much higher quality. So yeah, those are the reasons why I think we are in the golden age of anime. Availability, quality, and popularity are all far above what they were 10 to 20 years ago. What do you think? Do you think we are in the golden age of anime? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.